Hey, give me my whole screen. What is this? No, the whole screen. The whole screen. What is this? Thank you. Good evening. Happy weekend to those of you who are on the eastern half of the globe. Uh, the sun's probably still out for those of you on the west coast of the North American coast. Um, Good evening. Uh, Dice, bonjour. Oh, I don't like that it makes it that big for the font doesn't fit all that. JDev, what's going on? Yeah, I don't like the font that is. It's so small like that. What is this? It should be like smaller, gray. Yeah, I don't like that. The scale of everything surrounding the actual font is just overpowering. At the text on the screen is just rather small looking. It is 3 a.m. to be a night owl. See, this is this is about a time where uh, I'd have got to start getting used to UK time again. Um, yeah, around now is when I would need to get out of Emily's way because she needs to wake up in like an hour or so. Jonathan, what's going on? I'm already small. Leave me alone. Why is it not highlighting that? I don't see this Ev Mux thing isn't it's good, but it's not perfect. My text may be small, but it's powerful. Uh, I'm seriously thinking about changing my channel name to J Dexter TV. That's that's a move. Hello there. Oh, this is intriguing. Jacob says, just got back from seeing The Crow. I was hoping for at least a 2-star film, but that was the second worst in the franchise. I'll be honest, I don't know how many there are in the franchise, and it's not a franchise that I hold incredibly well in my heart. So I don't think the 94 version is the cat's pajamas. So if you're saying you wanted it to be 2 stars and it didn't match that, I think Cody saw it too, and well, I'm pretty sure he's going to put a review up. So I'll leave that for all you to find out. Yes, Dice, me as well. Expectations for The Crow are low. If I were voting with my dollar this weekend, I would go see Strange Darling, and I've already seen it. So there, take that for what it's worth. Um, I've been curious to hear what people are saying about The Crow. Yeah, I I mean, if you tell me not to go, I'm not going to fight anybody over it. However, if somebody says, "Oh my God, it's incredible," you might want to check it out. I'm not going to fight someone over that. So it's something that I just really have no investment in seeing. But I guess I could be won over, and if it's the worst thing in the world, I'm not like devastated about it. So it's a win-win sort of. I just not watch it and be uninformed, or somebody watches it and says you might like it, and then I do like it, and without all of that expectation attached to it, I just enjoy something that I had no expectation for. But that's apparently a lot to ask. Although the early reviews are small. There are a total of 5 films in the Crow franchise, now including this one. So this is the 5th. Yeah, what do I seen? 2? The one with the Deftones in the soundtrack. That was the second one with Teething. Couldn't get that track anywhere else except the dumb City of Angels soundtrack. Wait, is it that? I don't even remember. No, wait. The original Crow had the Stone Temple Pilots song on it that was like huge at that point. I'm blending it all together. It's bad when you just remember the soundtrack and not the movie. That's kind of what all of the Crows are to me. And I don't even know if they have soundtracks. Yeah, Daniel, go check that out. Let me know what you think, and don't look into anything. Just go watch it and tell me what you thought. Sean says, "Strange Darling is a VOD wait, and it's not playing here locally, at least." Well, you can't do anything about that, can you? Coralina, Coraline, 100 mil domestic. I love that movie, by the way. Well, that's interesting. It just throws a monkey wrench into new cinema. I don't know. I don't know how to gauge. Ever since COVID, I thought like, okay, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board, and evidently, back to the drawing board means releasing old stuff that holds a dear place in people's heart. You know, if they re-released Inception, I'd probably go see it again, even though I've seen it 3 times in the theater. I would, if theaters just become that, just Fathom events just for other stuff. I don't hate the idea, but it's really sad that modern movie making just can't win people over. Deftones was part 2. Yeah, that was City of Angels, right? I'm almost positive it was teasing. Just watch Jackpot and The Union. I thought I would like Jackpot more, but The Union's quite nice. Hmm. Sean Payton. Great content lately, loving the box office shows. What is the most anticipated film for the rest of the year for you? I'm seeing Strange Darling Monday. Sweet. Check it out. Um, thank you for the compliment. I just happened to be busy. Really, that's actually why I'm here. I'm asking you guys what you'd like to see because my choices are a little weird, is what I'll say. Um, Box office show is for the most part it should be every week, whether it be Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. No matter what day it is, if you can catch it later or whatever, it'll be up. And that is the one live show that we record that doesn't go down for members. Everything else that we record, uh, like I don't know if this will be, but members, if you watch streams a lot, members get the VOD access to content that's streamed. My most anticipated film, it might be, oh, what is it called? Demi Moore, The Substance, I think it's called. The trailers of that the trailers for that are just starting to surface, and I'm really, really intrigued by that movie. It looks like some sort of beauty, like if you take Hollywood and beauty and mix this Requiem for a Dream type twist on it, it looks like it's gonna be dark and humorous in a very black humor kind of way, and I'm there for it. Plus, it looks kind of flashy. Really, really wide angle lenses and the colors pop. Uh, I'm there for pretty pictures. And Demi Moore, I like that she plays a 50-year-old in that movie, which she still looks fantastic for a 50-year-old, but I think she's closer to 70, 60. But, whatever. Um, I was pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly happy when I saw that because Coraline is awesome, in my opinion. Yeah, it's been a while for me. I'm a big fan of the comics, and the first film was an all-timer for me. The second and third were decent. The fourth was awful. That's The Crow, I'm assuming. Seeing Strange Darling on Saturday. Yay! If they ask you, tell them Charlie Boy sent you. Yeah, everybody go see Strange Darling. That's it. Even though it's like barely playing anywhere. Uh, Manny says, I'm also very much looking forward to The Substance, one of my most anticipated. Yeah, what's going on, Big Rod? Cheers. Sean says Nosferatu is my most anticipated. Joker to me, Curiosity. Either way, only 2 movies left at the end of the year I'm going to see in theaters. Yeah, I don't know. I Folia do. I'm really not a musical guy. That's not to say that I have written musicals off. It's very hard for me to enjoy my time watching musicals, and I just don't. I need to be pleasantly surprised by like twist movies, and I don't know. I could use something else in the theater rather than. I, I know it's not technically comic content, but that character, I just no more, please. Can we just like now that Deadpool Wolverine has come out, can we just like reset and calm down for 2 years? Let's just have no comic book shit and Star Wars shit for 2 whole years. Bob, Gunn, uh, I'm pretty sure Strange Darling isn't coming to Brazil. Well, you don't know. Excited for Smile 2. Well, I know I'm watching that before Halloween, so Aaron, good time long no see, long see, whatever. How are you? Man, this is delayed. Uh, I despise musicals. This is probably going to be the one exception. Yeah, I don't like musicals either, but what did I enjoy? There's 2 movies I didn't mind. Uh, Romeo and Juliet, the one in the night. It seems like Baz Luhrmann is the one person that can get me watching stuff, but that's not a lot. Between Romeo and Juliet and Moulin Rouge. Um, if you asked me when the first Terrifier came out, I never thought I'd say Terrifier 3 is my most anticipated for the remainder of the year. Yeah, I don't share that sentiment, but yeah, I I'll take it. I have to watch it. So there's that. No comic book movies for 10 years should be written into federal legislation. Yes, I will vote for whatever party puts that in. Um, MMA Now 27, cheers. Yo, hope all is well. Keep up the great content. I'm trying. I'm here for suggestions actually. Thanks for that. La La Land's amazing. Yes, I can understand somebody thinking that. I'm kind of tired of Hollywood pumping movies that just talks about how great Hollywood is. And La La Land is just like it's a fan film for the city of Hollywood. You've seen another musical that you quite enjoy. Yeah? Does it have anything to do with a phantom? Bob says, yesterday I watched Oddity. I thought it was pretty good. Have you seen it yet? No, I haven't. Who was I just talking about that? I was literally just talking about Oddity with somebody. Was it Cody? Was it Gray? It was somebody. I have not seen it, but it was like at the tip of a conversation recently. I have not seen it. How crazy will this Halloween's 31 and 31? How far the differences will be in 5 different rankings based on taste? I don't know if we're getting close to comedy again. Um, that was wild. Uh, because I think taste won't be drastically different like that. Um, I can tell you, don't expect Terrifier, any of them, to be in the top 20 for Brian. The first one is not high for me at all. You're gonna have some linked opinions this time, where for the comedy thing, nobody agreed on anything. Nothing was in the third, nothing was in the middle third, nothing was in the top third. Everybody had a different pick. I don't think that'll be the case for this Halloween. There's going to be some stars and studs and some duds. Um, I don't have the list in front of me. There's a couple of things that I'm kind of anticipating and fired up about. And I mean, there's a X is going to be high for me. Spoiler. My selections were French, and Raw is going to be high for me. I've got to start doing the Brian thing and suggesting movies that I know I'm putting in first place because I don't think I'm putting Raw in first place. No, I don't want my Batman 2. Why is this taking so long? I'm clicking it much faster, even though it's not showing up on screen. RDJ as Doom killed my excitement for Marvel. I'm only excited for James Gunn comic book movies now. Yeah, you could take my excitement for everything. you could have my share. I guess I'd say I'm more intrigued by Terrifier 3 with how it ties in with 2. It will. Oh, yeah. I know that the actress uh, Lauren is plugging that she is Sienna. Sienna's in the third one, so they're going to carry that storyline. That's intriguing. Certainly leaves more to be intrigued about than from 1 to 2. But if they could fill out some lore, and I don't think they need to. They know who they're playing to, and the gore is really really top class. I don't know if that's the word I would use for gore, but they do a fantastic job with it. I can't do musicals, just can't. Ultimate cringe. Yeah, there's some form of getting yourself invested, or like I don't know what the term is, but yeah, it's hard for me. Why am I watching a movie where people are singing about what they're doing? I can't. Was you, Gray? I thought so. I remember it had to be like today, I want to say, or yesterday. What's good CP? What's good pizza rolls? It's always exciting to see any of you five live. Five live? Fiv live? Well, good to be an aspect of excitement. Brian's bottom 3, all Terrifier movies. That is quite possible. Titan and Raw, I assume, were your picks. Pretty weird, to put it mildly. If we're talking about 21st century horror film directors, and if we're going to talk about Jordan Peele, 2017 for the Get Out, I was thinking about Raw in the very same year. So there, if I got to sit through fucking In Bruges for comedy, I'm going to make Brian sit through a woman fucking a car. Spoiler. We all agree about In Bruges. Sort of, except Brian. Brian had it number 1. Get Out is number 1. Pearl better be top 5 for you guys. It's high for me. It's very high for me. I like X more than I like Pearl. Dice says 31 Terrifier 3, 30 Terrifier, 29 Terrifier 2. That's my prediction. I would flip flop 20 and 39 because if it seems like they're spending their budget on stuff you're seeing on the screen. But I don't think. I know Terrifier is pretty low for me. I don't know if it's. Yeah. Of what I've seen, it's pretty low. Ouija didn't really hit me that hard. Origin of Evil. It's going to be a weird. It's not going to be like the comedy one, but it's going to be a weird set of rankings. Cody's going to hate Titan. I feel like, yeah, that'll probably be low. That'll be low for Cody. It'll be low for Brian. I think Rudy's with me on that one. And I'm not thinking of Titan as a top 10 movie. So that might be something that enough people in the group agree on. So yeah, Titan might suffer from but again, it's just something I put in there to make Brian suffer. So terrible. We all love each other. It's fine. I'm calling it now. Brian entire bottom 3 is a Terrifier trilogy. He's gonna pull another CCM. He hasn't seen Titan yet. And, there's car fucking. Rudy will play excuse me, Rudy will love Titan. Gynecology plays a big part. Mm, wait. Why is this taking so long to load? I could just see him shaking his head before it gets to him, even when he wants to talk about them. Yeah. Ooh, that's a bold take there, Alex. Um, both Terrifier movies are trash. Yeah, Aaron, I wouldn't compliment either on their either believability or, um, script prowess. There is the gore. Well, even in the first one, the gore is pretty impressive. Uh, they they do some fantastic work in the second one, and not everything is as bad as the first one. It's an improvement, and I guess that's all you can ask for. But I agree. I don't know, trash. The second one, there's something to it for me, but I don't know. So before I I see that I have 38 messages caught up, or that I'm not caught up with. I just wanted to say something that this person never wanted me to give them credit or any shout outs or anything, but um, there's there's somebody that was supporting not only me but Emily and I, and they were just sending stuff, content. Uh, this person is responsible for me having a PS5, um, and all they wanted to do was just make sure that I streamed that content, and they didn't want any credit. Um, and this upcoming week, Star Wars Outlaws is something that's coming to me. It's been pre-ordered, um, and unfortunately, this person isn't with us anymore. Um, and I will respect their wishes to not mention their name, but I want you all to know that when I do content like that, when stuff seems like, gaming stuff especially, that Last of Us 2, this is all content that only happens because of this kind person. Um, and I want you to at least know that somebody thought more of, uh, I don't know, you all rather than I don't know how to put this. They wanted to make sure that I was doing stuff that was also content, um, and didn't want any credit. And I it's incredibly flattering. It's really, really crappy that this person is not even here with us anymore to experience something that they made happen. And I will be streaming uh, that that game, the Outlaws game, but keep in mind that sometimes there's things that happen that you know fellow supporters have made happen, and sometimes they just don't want their name out there. And this person was really, really generous, like really generous, and all they asked for was just content. And I kind of dragged the ball a little bit, and there's a couple of other things that I've seen comments in the last couple of days that there were thanks given, and there are times where I'm not the one responsible for some of that content existing. There are people that are generous enough to just contribute and or pay for something and just have it happen, and they don't ask for the credit. And I don't deserve the credit, that's for sure. And, this person was really nice, and apparently, they weren't feeling too great, and, all I could say is I hope that something that I was doing is worthy of that kindness, and I really, really wish Godspeed to that person. Um, Not everybody's here for credit, and I will respect that, although I really, in my heart, want people to know who it was and, uh, how important they were to this channel, but, there are people that are no longer with us that, um, have so much credit due them, and, they didn't want it, and, I don't deserve that credit, I guess is the only thing I could say, and, thank the nameless name, I guess. As much as I want to tell you, I will respect their wishes. They deserve the thanks. Um, I'm sorry to bring this to a halt, but I seen a couple of things recently. I was getting credit for something, and I don't deserve it. So thank you, but um, I'm not deserving of that credit. And I just wanted to say publicly that I really appreciated knowing this person and hopefully put a smile on their face at some point when they were still with us. All right, so Marcy, 40. Sorry to follow that up with a super chat. I'm sorry. The tone is probably dreck. 45 Danish Kone attack. Just watched the first Sinister movie with Ethan Hawke. I felt it was mostly all right, but fall a bit at the end. I didn't like the supernatural part. I haven't watched that yet, so I will probably forget that by the time I watch it. But yeah, I'm not excited. There are movies there that I'm not really excited for, and Sinister, I think, is one of them. Oculus? I don't remember hearing anything about Oculus. Blackcoat's Daughter, I'm not familiar with either. But Exorcism of Emily Rose, if my memory serves me, it's going to be high for me. I would say top 10. Um, I bet Brian is going Jigsaw on you guys to include in Bruges. Yeah, yeah. Well, he got Titan for his troubles. Um, Marty, how are you? You ever have the ending of a movie ruin the entire flick, which was otherwise fairly solid? Recently, Maxine. Spoiler for my list, but Maxine kind of fell apart for the third act for me. Has have someone watched Backaroo? I don't know what that is. Uh, I need to check out Raw. Heard great things about it. It's French. Just remember that it's in a different language, but it's fucking gnarly. Pizza Roll says car fucking. That movie would be Brian's number one. I will shit a fully baked egg roll if Titan is Brian's number one. I'm trying to catch up. I'm sorry. Second, second and a half hour Terrifier, 2.5 hour Terrifier sequel plus piss off with that. Yeah. Anticipation for Dexter Original Sin and Dexter Resurrection. I I fall for it too much. I wrote that show off before New Blood, and the show won me over again. And then New Blood happened, and then the end of the season happened, and they fucked me with a damn steel something sharp and rusty. And no, I'm going to be there. I'll see it, but I don't I don't I'm not happy about it, I guess is what I could say. Um, Outlaws $140. I'm good. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's not that, and I didn't the content. So even more reason. I don't know how to say this without it sounding like distasteful. Um, Somebody at least watch the streams that I'll do because this person wanted them to happen. I mean, I'll you know, I can't. I don't know how to. I didn't prepare anything, so I'm just going to talk myself into a circle. You guys' Call of Duty streams were hilarious. Yeah. Uh, I'm super excited for both Texture shows. All right. Well, I if you told me that they were like just retreading and going back, I would like them to forget season 8 and then have season seven's finale pick up from there. Make a bigger deal about La Guerta, please. Or if you're not going to do that, keep going further back. Pick up from season 4, the end of that, or season 2. Like there's so many different places, and I wouldn't really care at this point if they just retconned things because you don't care about telling a solid story anyway. So what the hell? Um, your content is more than worthy. You're a genuine person who deserves it. Everyone here supports your hard work. You do absolutely deserve credit for putting the work and community loves you. And I appreciate that. I do. But there are times where I'm not responsible for the things that are happening. I just stand in front of a camera and talk, or I play a video game and talk. Um, and the only reason that stuff is happening is because somebody who doesn't want any credit for it was very generous. And usually that's not the case. Usually somebody wants like a shout out or something. And I've tried to offer whatever I can to make this person feel better. And apparently the content itself was worth it. I would argue otherwise, but we lost a good one. That's what I'll say. Oddly, I have experienced similar. A big supporter pass suddenly. Is it the same person? Uh, and it knocked my ass out when I found it. I hadn't covered everything they requested before they were gone. That's exactly. It might be the same thing, Dice. Um, yeah, there's stuff that I did not. Well, like I said, this Outlaws game, it's not even here yet, and the person is not going to benefit from that, and that like it sucks. I think it's awesome how you guys can do wild movies, knowing Brian and Sean are religious and yet still get along. It's really refreshing. Yeah, yeah. I when I was in the UK, I hung out with Brian, and everything's fine. We can you can learn from us. You can disagree yet still respect one another. You could also in the thinkers we do very similar respectful disagreements, which yeah, it can happen. Um, Sorry to hear that. This person sounded like a wonderful human being. Yes, yes, indeed. Uh, well said. Was it well said? I feel like I did it to service. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I don't think I make money on Twitch anyway. So I'm trying to do this in a non-capitalistic fashion, but um, check out when I do the Outlaws stuff to make that worth something. I don't like the way I'm saying this. I don't like that. Without saying the person's name, I feel like there's this empty tribute, and I don't want it to be like I don't want it to be content. I don't want it to be Florida man brained. Like I really don't. I don't want to. capitalize on it. I just how do you say sorry to someone that doesn't want the attention? I, I'm sorry. I'm not in the right headspace for this. Please don't factor anything I'm saying in. I don't know what I'm saying. Um, yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not standing by what I'm saying here because I'm not really sure. I know how to say what I'm trying to say. Apologies. This person absolutely deserves respect and credit, and like out of respect, I'm not naming anybody. Just speaking on my own end, you better believe you deserve the support. Otherwise, the depths I've delved into for you, I'll have to fly to New York to kick your ass. Fair enough. Dice is might as well be a pillar of the building that is this channel. Um, Oculus and Sinister are awesome. I'm sure you like Oculus at least. All right. Well, I'll take that. Um, just need some lost videos from you. All right. Seriously, your content has gotten me through some roughest times in my life. You deserve it. Brave of you to be humble. I don't know about that, but thank you. Hey, Jesus, what's going on? Agreed, more lost stuff. Okay, well, interesting. It's a Brazilian horror action movie. Very good film. I think everyone will find it at least a good recommendation. Okay. Um, I respect people's generosity when some people show it to you. And every time we lost a generous person, it gets really devastating. Like we need more people like them in the world. But yeah, it's sad. Right. This wasn't somebody looking for attention. Um, and I certainly know they weren't being selfish or anything because they didn't bug me about the content. So it's just it's crappy. It's really crappy. But again, more content in their sphere is going to be made, and it fucking sucks that they won't see a second of that. I don't know how to handle this, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know if just saying their name would what is that? Who is that good for? It's not even good for like they don't want that. I'm just really torn about all this. Um, I just got done rewatching Lost, and it still hits hard, and I find little things every time. Yeah, I've been rewatching Sopranos again for the first time with someone, and it's fun seeing it through brand new eyes, is what I'll say. They need to bring Hannah back. Yeah, they need to go backwards, is what I say, some way. Had fun playing the phone game with you the other night before it got crashed. Oh, yeah, we're gonna set that up. I'm gonna try to add a bit more parameters so that if you want to be a shitbag in that game, you're gonna have to pay for it. Like, I'm sorry, but we're gonna continue having fun despite morons, and I'll figure it out. We'll get it done. I like the potential of Dexter Resurrection. The ideas of Dexter on the run after escaping the snow, Batista on his trail with the cop from New Blood. Quinn would be great. Ooh, oh yeah, that's right. Quinn's still alive. Yes, I agree with that. I have like health anxiety and easily get scared of health issues or illness, so therefore I will always have a downward mindset on death and taking your own life. I don't think they took their own life. I do know that they weren't uh, completely healthy towards the end there. They did not take their own life. The funny thing about you and Brian is that you guys are in agreement on a lot of the time compared to you and Cody. You seem to be more in agreement with Brian. Uh, sure. Y it's if you're talking about the comedy thing, everybody was just kind of disagreeing on a lot of different things, but sometimes it wasn't highlighted. Like, I think Cody and Sean, like, had a drastic separation, and Cody and Rudy had a drastic separation, and Rudy and Brian had, like, um we play into that, by the way. That argument was a bit manufactured, that Brian and I got into. Um, but, if you somebody said something and I didn't even realize it. I was making faces when Brian was talking about comedy, and he lit into me, and it was quite fun. Technically, I didn't say a word, but, y the other guys laughing is what really it's a bad influence because if I know somebody's laughing, whether it be at me or with me, I'm gonna feed into that. And, I mean, yeah, the thing is I hung out with Brian for an entire day when I was in the UK. We didn't get like that at all. It's for show. I think you guys know that. Capitalistic fashion is based. Fair enough. Uh, um, I don't claim pillar. I'm too short for it. More like gremlin-like creature that fishes lost socks from under couches. What about a gargoyle then? Like a fucking gnarly gargoyle just overlooking the property? Yeah, thank you, Rod. I we the this if you consider this channel a community, we lost a good one, and there's no way without. uh, I appreciate it. I just please don't take this as some sort of support farming. Somebody passed. I wanted to give them some sort of credit while respecting their wishes. This is not meant to be some issue to get. See, this is what I don't like. I don't like where this is going. This is not about support, but thank you for the support regardless. Oh, look at that. Yes, exactly what Dice says. Watching, liking, interacting, commenting on future videos. That that it's worth money to me. Trust me, it is. Uh, Sharing it. That's really it. If people are watching, I do more. Which that reminds me. So there's content. I'll choose this moment to ask you guys, and by the time I'll get to it, I'll get to it. Um, if the next person who comments just say 1037 when you answer this, so I know where the hell I am. There's content that I have. If you follow me on X, I posted a bit of a teaser thumbnail thing. I want to do a sequel stream to when we had Ken Sledge. Was it just Ken? It was just Ken. Ken Sledge of Sledgehammer Horror, Dice, and Team Sweet and Spooky, and we discussed desensitization in horror. And because of the subject matter, it got flagged. Adult, age restricted, and no money. I don't even think it was a yellow cash symbol. It was a red cash symbol. Um, I don't have a problem with that. I really don't mind. I enjoy talking with everybody. I just want to make sure that we're doing something that people have interest in. So that is probably the thing that I could probably do regardless. I'd like to do it anyway. Um, is there anybody else you'd like to see added to the conversation? Um, Talking about more uh, desensitization to gore, and I wanted to have four topics uh, and discuss because Dice is really big into body horror. Celise is really big into giallo, and I think Ken is into slashers, or I could take that. And the other one I had was shock horror, and those 4 subcategories there, we can kind of have a different person, speaking on behalf of those subgenres and talking about, is there art in the gore in this subgenre and other things? Because the discussion was I really enjoyed that, but people have to sign in to, like, you have to tell YouTube that you're 18 to see it. So it I don't want to hold back, but at the same time, I want to make sure people are watching. Like, I don't want to A, not make money, and B, not have an audience for something that people don't even watch anyway. So, like, if you have an interest, let me know. That's separate from this. Um, there's 3 movies that I could be doing. Somebody brought up, these are, I guess, who would like that movies. There's a movie, I can go back to the drawing board with Angst. That is kind of like done. I just need to find a way to joke around that. That's difficult. There's that. There's a 1980 movie starring Jodie Foster. It's called Foxes. Um, it Somebody brought that up when I was talking about cuties, and I would say respectfully, cuties is far more offensive than foxes. Very similar in certain ways, but um, foxes is far more tame. Similar subject matter, teenagers acting like adults, but I think it's a bit more classy in that regard. And the other one is the 1997 version of um, Lolita. I just wrote Lolly here. Bad job. Bad job. It's not the original, it's the 1997 version. Funny thing is, both the 97 Lolita and the 1980 Foxes are directed by the same person. So maybe I'd do a double header or something. And another one is a film that I've already seen, so it'll be a little bit easier for me to take notes on it and stuff. Is a 1970 film starring Boyle and a young Peter Boyle and a young Susan Sarandon. It's called Joe, and it is, the language in that are gnarly. I would assume that might be age rated too, unless I don't like neutering my content. I don't like um, you know, cutting things out for the sake of not getting a yellow cash mark. Or the age restriction is tough because somebody told me that they couldn't sign in. They had to like sign in for something, and you have to prove that you're 18. Listen, I don't want anybody under the age of 18 watching stuff that you shouldn't be. I don't mind that, but at the same time, I don't want to give too many hurdles to people for watching the content, because if I'm not like getting any sort of consideration as far as the algorithm is concerned, there is no, like, I'm not getting suggested to anybody on top of nobody being able to watch it. So I don't want to make stuff that nobody has interest in or can't end up seeing. All right, so now I'll try to catch up. Just got back from seeing The Crow. I don't even know where to begin. It's not good. All right, so that's number 2 from The Crow. Cody and Rudy's split was off the charts. Yeah, I thought so. See, we need to start lubricating some of these other disagreement relationships, because it's not just, Brian and I can't carry the thing all the time. uh, I'm finally getting back into social media after life being life, and you guys are fucking awesome and never stop making your content. Nothing but love, even if I'm not physically there. I'm there. Right on. Cheers. I don't want this to be a love fest either, guys. You can tell me I'm shitty again. Next, you're going to tell us that WWE's all acting. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, the community suffered. Will I like it? Oh, I haven't called it that in years. The WILIscredia community suffered a tremendous loss. Mrs. Sparkles. Uh, oh, 1037, huh? Oh, that was. Well, that's not that bad. Okay, so I'm caught up to 1037. It says I have 137 messages behind. Liar. Another reason to crap on the Ev Mux. The one joke I find about make the one problem I find about making jokes about Canada is that I don't know any Canada jokes. Okay. I could say the same thing about Zimbabwe. I don't know any Zimbabwe jokes. Or Iceland. I don't know any Iceland jokes. Watch and rank every MCU movie. That that might as well be another Tortures 31 for me. Um, I'm a member here because this all means so much to you, SIPO. Much respect. I appreciate that. I would never take it as support farming, SIPO. Been watching you since 2018 with the crew. Have notifications on always. Follow you because you're a genuine content creator. Right on. Thank you. 1038. See, that's content farming. Guys, just tell me what time it is before I read it. Just be like a clock. Gray, it's time to tell me what time it is. And because of your hats. Yeah, most of them are in the UK right now. I think 22 of my 25 hats are in the UK. Thanks for the tip, Sean. I only watched the episode where they all pretend to be cops. I don't think I can say that word. I like horror, but I don't know what category mine's in. I'm not a fan of body horror. Uh, yeah. I mean, body horror is like The Fly. Um, it's something that like grotesque is happening with your body. Giallo movies, those are the Italian, like pink, red, bloody slasher scenes. They're not much different than slasher movies, but Giallo movies, you just know them when you see them. There's just a certain thing about them, and the other stuff. I mean, slashers are just slashers, but the extreme horror is it's like some sort of hybrid of all of them. I'm gonna have to look through my Rolodex. Cheers. A part of me as a content creator thinks that sometimes we should do what we want. Oh, I, we do. Didn't even bother with cuties. Not for me. Just seeing the reviews. Yeah, Joe goes for it. My father had that on when I was a little on TCM. I'm like, whoa, language. Yeah, it it is gnarly. Another reason why I would like to I don't know the word like fits here. I'd be interested in covering it is because there are a lot of parallels to modern day America. It's just the backdrop for this movie called Joe, is the countries at each other's throats because of the Vietnam War. And if you just take the Vietnam War and just put just politics in general in the backdrop, all of this is very similar to America today. And maybe the language wouldn't be as hard, but whoa, whoa. And the fact that Susan Sarandon is in that movie, wow, you are very attractive woman. So Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are finally divorcing, not because we didn't know or didn't care, because it happened before. Uh, I'm curious if Joe Carnahan's next movie. Wait, Joe Carnahan died, or is that the title of the movie? Huh. 'Tis 8:46. Good luck with the conversion. That's not that far off. It was 10:46 when you typed that. It's about a quarter from the top of the hour. Thank you, O Clockmaster. uh, why do you like Joe Carnahan? I saw your letterbox review on The Gray Man, and you're sad that your enjoyment of the movie because it reminded you of a Joe Carnahan movie with a $200 million budget. Oh, I don't know if I was sad. I think I'm sad that it's not enjoyed by a lot of people. I'm not like sad about it. I thought it was quite good. I think that was a Russo directed movie too. Um, I really like Chris Evans doesn't get a fair shake. Sounds weird saying that about Chris Evans. And um, Ryan Gosling is very funny. People know that now from Barbie. If you've ever seen him host SNL, he's very funny. But now that Barbie's come out, the Fall Guy, Ryan Gosling's Nice Guys. Oh, such great movies. And I would say the Gray Man is that. See, I might be confusing movies now. No, I think it's the Gray Man. Um, H.P. Lovecraft, cosmic horror, and movies that make you think, after you let your brain fill in the blanks after is my favorite. Oh, so like two of the movies we have this year, Infinity Pool and Possessor. The title is R.I.P. Okay, because that would have been a bummer. Yes, I did. I am now heavier. What is the most underrated Friday the 13th? Underrated. Ugh. See, I could say underrated, but I guess that's me that thinks that. But fucking Cody. The remake is kind of crawling up my list, and it might be his fault. But the remake is something that I never thought well. Not that I never thought very fondly of it. I thought the opening 20 minutes were awesome, and the rest of the movie I felt was some sort of like bloated, dunked in glitter version of what we all know modern slashers to be. The first 20 minutes of Friday the 13th, 2009, awesome, stellar. Uh, After that, uh, I mean, they're leaning into the joke at that point. Like it's just tits and kills, tits and kills, tits and kills, which I know younger versions of me out there really enjoy tits and hits, but um, I'd like to see a little progression. But Friday the 13th, 2009 is growing for me. It's certainly in my top five. I don't know. 6'4", 6'4". It, it I'd have to rewatch him again, but 2009 might be 4 or 3 for me if I ranked the franchise, and that's saying something. I don't like how I feel. Yeah, Joe goes for it. Would love to see you cover it with the parallels of America today. You nailed it, and Susan is queen, dude. I movie's 55 years old. She's fucking fantastic looking. Are not sad like crying. Okay. Could Shane Black and Joe Carnahan team up and make a movie? Yeah, I'd like Shane Black to write something and Joe Carnahan direct it, or both of them direct something. That'd be wild. See, uh, everybody agrees with you, Marcy. I hate that Shane Black has been MIA since The Predator. There's an interesting take that I have. I really like The Predator. I like The Predator more than I like Predator 2. I'm kinda like wait, I actually kinda like the Friday remake myself. Fucking Cody. I thought they still work for each other. I thought they are still could work for each other. Sure. Friday remake is awesome. My father took me to see it in 3rd grade. That's awesome. Had him closing his own eyes. That's awesome. It's all still crazy to me that it's been over a decade since we've gotten a new Friday the 13th movie. It's been 15 years now, never mind a decade. But we have the universe, Jason universe. Don't you fret. If you want Jason, you can just play Warner Brothers Rivals or whatever the hell the name of that game is. Uh, don't worry, you'll get Jason stickers and, you know, downloadable characters and stuff. Oh, am I competing with Cody right now? Is he playing Alien, Isolation again? See, that's something that I have in the UK. He was playing it the other night, and I forgot how awesome that game is. Alien Isolation, even though it's over a decade old, that is an awesome, awesome game. And I thought I read somewhere that they said that they updated it since Romulus came out. That's cool. But my copy is across the pond. I got to get ready for um, Outlaws anyway. I can't just do that song and dance and not play Outlaws. That's just dick. I heard that Daredevil Joe Carnahan once attached to make a Daredevil trilogy when Fox owned it, where he had James Gandolfini in mind as Kingpin, Joel Edgerton as Daredevil. 2009, Friday 6 and Friday 4 are tied. Yeah, you don't want to spit in my house with that stuff. That's that's a take. I don't know if I can tolerate that take. You guys can't see it, but Emily got me this a very long time ago. That is the Crystal Lake sign. I can't. Come on. It's the Crystal Lake sign that's on the bottom of the lake at the end of 6. And it's like that red part right there is where it's painted out and says blood over Crystal Lake. So I'm repping the franchise on both sides of the pond. And Brian got to see my Jason Voorhees tombstone, which is in our first floor bathroom. I think I've shown that on this channel at least once, but it's like a legit. It's small. It's like 1/6 size, but it's heavy. It is like a tiny one, but it's a the weight of a tombstone. Very very neat merch. Um, Boyd Holbrook was fine in the lead. Predator Keegan was weird in the movie. Like what the fuck? And Thomas Jane was used well. I think Tourette's also got lost in the final act all of a sudden. Yeah, the final act is it's 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 they're pictures to sound. That's what that final act of the Predator is. I started playing Isolation again, and I honestly forgot just how awesome it is. Likewise, I'm almost grateful. Well, I am. I'm grateful that Cody was playing it again because I was thinking about it when watching Romulus, and yeah, I we'll need to play that again. Maybe whenever Romulus comes out to home media or whatever, because it's fun and it's funny. Cody normally goes after all the like the trinkets and things, all the things you gather in a video game. My ex-wife used to do that, and she would like scour the map for everything in the game. And I'm not like that. If you've seen me play, I'll I'll play a little bit with that shit, but I want to finish the game as quickly as possible. And it's funny seeing Cody with his map coverage type mentality, kind of doing it the same amount of time that I did. Just interesting because he's somebody that I would have categorized as, all right, let me check everywhere for everything. I unlocked this special platinum thing for just looking under this person's shoe. Like he's one of those. And he's kind of going at the same rate that I was, which I don't know. It's more a compliment to me and more a backwards shot at Cody. I don't know. It's not meant to be anything. I'm not doing speaking today. Not very well at all. Joe and Shane, even Chaplin, Buster Keaton, and Three Stooges I grew up with. Um, Sterling K. Brown gets killed. The Predator, very sudden and weird. Yeah. Requiem. We don't talk about that one. I'm sorry. I have nostalgia for the remake. Nostalgia for the remake? It's the last one they made. My pitch for a new Predator film is to take it in the Wild West. Don't hate it. I don't hate that idea. I had no idea they updated Isolation since Romulus. That is very cool. The game is a masterpiece. I certainly could be wrong. It might have just gotten a patch or something, but um thank you, Greg. The top of the hour is almost upon us. Oh, you wrote that a while ago because it has come and gone. Alien Isolation co-op or single? It's single player. If it was co-op, I would have been a little bit bothered because it's been a while since Cody and I have played a game at the same time, and he'd be saving my ass every single time. The last time I think we played something together was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was another variation on the Friday the 13th game. I think it is Gun Media that released that game too. So it was fun. Stuff like that makes it more fun. Like when we played Call of Duty, it's funny because I knew Call of Duty better, yet Cody was still better at the game. Yeah, I'm the guy who I'm the guy with the glasses from Die Hard who breaks into the safe, and Cody's all the strong arm guys. The quarterback is toast. Pamela is the best anything in Friday. Betsy Palmer, best acting of anything in the Friday series. Shame the rest of the Friday the 13th. 1980 has a pace of a snail. Yeah, that could be a 45-minute movie if they trimmed it properly. And she only did that movie because she needed a car. So wild. I also enjoyed Kong Skull Island, but felt it should have been more like King Kong meets Predator. Okay. Unfortunately, I have an early morning, so I have to sign off. You have a good night, and you as well. And they had really great actors in Kong Skull Island. Yeah, like what's her face? The one that everybody hates. She was in it before everybody hated. Brie Larson. How could I forget that name? Another one that's not that hard to look at. That's for sure. That's how young I am for liking the remake. Yeah, that hurt. I saw the remake in the theater, and I was old enough to drive there. That's all I'm going to say. Are you looking forward to the Silent Hill 2 remake at all? Is that soon? I know that they were releasing footage of it. Um, I probably will play it, but that's another one that um, my partner prior to Emily was a bit of a gamer, and a lot of uh, s- the horror games, the survival horror, she would end up playing it and cover all of the map and everything. And I watched more than anything. And when I had time to myself, I just kind of sped through things. So I'd like to do some sort of hybridization, because the survival horror stuff, like when we did, what the hell is that game where you have like a camera and you have to keep it charged or something? Outlast. Emily liked doing that. I tried to get into FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's, but I couldn't. But anytime we have a horror game, Emily's up for doing it, and I think Emily's. I know Emily's familiar with Silent Hill, but uh, it's been so long since I even played the second one. So yeah, we'll see. I'm certainly not against getting it. That's for sure. And yeah, that's something where if I were playing it, that too would be content. Still need to finish Last of Us 2. Brie Larson, is that a personal attack or something? I'll I'll eat a mile of her shit just to smell her ass. Now we're demonetized. What are your top 5 or 10 favorite directors of all time? Tarantino's up there, Scorsese's up there. Christopher Nolan's probably up there. Tarantino, Scorsese, Nolan. I really, as limited as his resume is, I really like Ben Affleck as a director. Um, I'm gonna have to give you 5 because I'm Catherine Bigelow. She has such a great eye for action. And that reminds, oh, yeah, something that I always meant to cover. Um, Come on, you dumb thing. Look, it's a porno. They don't want you to see it. How do I unblur? Oh, it is blue steel. Not the not from Zoolander. So add that to the list, because you'll give me a reason to rewatch it and take notes. But Blue Steel, if you want me to cover that, let me know. Um, yeah, I don't know if I should write it. You gave me yours, David. David Fincher, Ridley Scott, Tony Scott, Neil Breen. Get out of here with that shit. I'm not using the D word for Neil Breen. Blue Steel. It's a great movie. It is. It's It's quite. Catherine Bigelow's awesome. Uh, the guy that did Birdemic and Sharknado. I'm not paying any attention to your um what is it, opinion, if you can call it that. It's getting late for me, but thank you, the stream. Shout out to everyone in here. Love this community. Thank you for hanging out and paying tribute. It's just suggestions. Yeah, nice save. Um, so in the future, I'm going to do uh members content, and I think the happy medium to doing Gardic phone in the future might be uh members get access to playing the game, just to kind of let us still have fun but still put up a bit of a barrier for shitheads. And I mean, if you're gonna pay money to be a shithead, we'll just kill the stream and then I'll boot them and then we just go all over again. Like, I'm not gonna let I'm not gonna let some clown ruin our fun, 'cause it was fun, and it is fun. We play it over on Kidda's channel. They played it today even though I wasn't there. How dare they move on without me? Um, and it's really a good time. I enjoy it, and that idea is something I've stolen from them. Rosales Comics, they do that on Sunday as well. Um, if the topics are pretty fiction heavy, I tend to try to run a parallel stream, just a duplicate of the stream, but go to their channels and you'll see it all the time. Rosales Comics and That Darn Kidda. Rosales Comics on Sundays, That Darn Kidda's Thursdays. So you just missed one. Near Dark, that is my comfort vampire movie. That and John Carpenter's Vampires. Tarantino, a Danish director called Anders Thomas Jensen, has made all his movies starring Mads Mikkelsen. Um, have they made any more Klassifesten, Marcy? Do you know what that movie set is? I think there's 3 of them. I saw I know I saw whatever the most recent one, because one had just come out in the theater. I think it was the 3rd one. Maybe it was the 2nd one, I don't know. And I couldn't go watch it at the theater because I need subtitles. It was so weird to not be able to watch something on the big screen, because in Denmark, I had gotten so used to not needing subtitles because, we're watching American movies and I know what they're saying. The problems were if it was an American movie and then there were subtitles from like another language, like every now and again you got somebody speaking Spanish and I'd have to lean over to my buddy like, "Dennis, what what is that saying?" That sucked. But I could not watch the Danish movie because they didn't have American subtitles. But yeah, they were fun. They remind me of like The Hangover here, and Danish humor is that Small Town Crooks, I think, is the American translation to that, which is I think that's on Shutter right now. That's dark, a dark comedy about 2 couples trying to get their significant others killed. Funny. It's dark and funny. What is phone for members? I missed it. No, it's Gartic Phone. It's the thing where, um, you can draw we've done it a couple of times now. It's like Pictionary, I guess? It's like Pictionary meets telephone? I know I've streamed it. Sean, you're a channel member, just go back. There's a couple of old streams where we've done that before. How did I forget Edgar Wright? Yeah, so Edgar Wright's in my 5. That's for sure. Oh, Klessefesten is not near the movie style. Ask Dennis ask Dennis of Anders Thomas Jensen. I think Dennis was trying to tell me about how how much of a treasure Mads Mikkelsen is. So I probably wouldn't remember the name, but I know we were discussing it, um, because a lot of times when something was happening with Mads Mikkelsen, he was trying to get me of the Danish treasure. Classify fasten and compare or name in the same sentences. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I didn't mean to compare Road Trip and Cuckoo's Nest. It was just Danish filmmaker. That was the only connection I made. Oh, speak of the devil. Shut up, he's here. What am I babbling about tonight? I was giving ideas to I don't know like what to cover next, and I had an ideas for streaming, and I was telling them about your Alien Isolation stream and how um, jealous it made me because it's on my PS5. It's not here, and the game's awesome. Don't Don't ask anybody what I said about your style of play. If you want a link, let me know. I can go with not speaking. Did you record your Crow review yet? So far, 2 people have seen it. One person gave it 2 stars out of 5, and one person just said bad. And I don't wanna, you know, spoil what your video is gonna be, but something tells me you're not a giant fan of it. Oh, I just see capitals. My style of plays. I'm fucking sick of crouch walking. Chase me, bitch. Yeah, that's what I kind of said that, but yeah, normally you're the slow, let me get all the things on the map thing, and I'm the guy, just get this over with. I don't care about, where the key to the thing that I don't need is, and watching you play isolation is very similar to how I play isolation. You're not going for every single thing, and I'm not used to seeing that from you, and it was refreshing. So there's that. Yeah, that game's hard. I think I was there when you first got killed, when the drool was coming through the vent, and you found out the hard way that you can't do that. Those robot guys are they're scary. The guys with the red eyes. Oh, at most, I'll give it 2 stars. It's perfectly watchable, but so frustrating and dull. That sounds like a ringing endorsement. You could watch it, but it's boring and dull. Eek. Oh. Oh, flickering lights, the green butchers, Adam's apples, men and children. I think I've seen men and chicken. Excuse me. And Riders of Justice. I have seen. I've seen that. That was recent, or the last 4 or 5 years, if I recall correctly. Um, Alien just doesn't have enough going on to keep my interest. That's like you sound like me now. That's kind of funny. That is funny. It's all of his movies. Um, Thoughts on the new Friday the 13th by A24? Um, I don't have faith in anything they're doing. The Crystal Lake thing had my curiosity, and now they're through their showrunner. I can't. I'm a really like if you're expecting me to be your typical Star Wars. Well, yeah, Star Wars Friday the 13th fanboy thing. I'm going to disappoint you because I I can't just hear we're doing Friday the 13th and be excited about it. It's been too long. Don't try to get me fired up by announcing shit. Get me fired up by doing things. We've had Jason in what? At 3. We've had Jason in 3 games. Multiverses, Mortal Kombat, and the gun game. We've had 3 Jason appearances in games and no movies in the last 10 years. What the fuck is with that? I don't want. I mean, it's neat that Jason's in games, but I certainly would prefer movies. A show, whatever. They've been talking about that forever, and I used to think that the lawsuit was kind of responsible for that, but I don't know. The lawsuit plus COVID, it just seems really convenient that there are so many reasons to say, "Oh, we're not getting Friday the 13th because COVID, because the lawsuit." Um, I mean, Ty West shot both X and Pearl in the same session. Um, they could have just gone back to the drawing board, and I think they're overthinking the franchise, and that's frustrating because I'd even take a sequel to the remake, and I don't think that's an atrocious idea, to be honest with you. Give me a sequel to the remake. Stop talking about things that are happening and just make things. Just make things happen. I'd rather deal with a shitty Friday the 13th and know that they're back at it than just hearing about all the fucking bullshit. Crystal Lake, it sounds like a good idea, but yeah, I will watch it. I'm not going to like pedal for you guys because it seems like they're trying again, I'm the worst Friday the 13th horror YouTuber. I don't consider myself a horror YouTuber, so that might help too. But I I'm not gonna like fucking get people excited for something that I have no information on. That would be the biggest amount of hypocrisy. We haven't had anything in over a decade and a half. And all right, so you've lost your showrunner before you shot a frame of footage. That doesn't comfort me at all. So I'm not going to say, yeah, I'm excited, yay. Of course, I will watch it if I enjoy it. I will tell y'all. But I'm not laying on the bed with my legs spread open for them. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Uh, if I enjoy stuff, I let you guys know. If I don't, normally I let you guys know. But I'm not going to be the yay yay Friday the 13th. We've got decent horror that isn't Friday the 13th. Maybe Terrifier 3 will will satiate that need for gore and all that. I don't We've gotten plenty out of Jason. I have what I like from him. If they never made another Friday the 13th, okay. Um we've been really spoiled as horror fans. That's another thing I want to talk about. Um Sorry, I forget. I don't get to speak when I write. Um that's something I'd like to talk about with the gore stream, modern horror. And we've had good gore recently. Um, I don't if we're getting good thriller and horror content, I really don't mind that we're not getting Friday the 13th because realistically, with the exception of Freddy vs. Jason, which is a one-off, and the remake, the last half of Friday the 13th is bad. 7, 8, 9, 10, and I don't want to hear, oh, 10's fun. I like Jason X. Good, you have it. I don't want to see that shit. Um, and Freddy vs. Jason, it is what it is. It's such a beacon of that moment in time because we got Alien vs. Predator right after that. It's fun as a one-off, fine. And the remake is really growing on me, but for the most part, the second half of the Friday the 13th franchise is probably better off dead. Um, I've had a lot of good stuff in the last 10 years where I like, you know, it only gets reminded to me when you guys bring it up, but I'm fine without Friday the 13th right now. Some of the fan content was better. They, it's weird. They haven't had a movie in 15 years yet. Somehow I'm still kind of, I don't want to say sick of the content because it is just fan content, but I've seen good fan films. I don't want to see, Warner or Paramount or whoever it is this time, 820. If 824 fucks it up, I don't want Friday the 13th to be the downfall of 824, that's for sure. Don't edge me. What did I say? Did I say don't edge me? I was hoping they were going to pull Charlize Theron as Pamela Voorhees and Brian Fuller as showrunner. Charlize Theron's way too attractive to be, oh, with all due respect to Betsy Palmer. Um, I've always thought of the actress. I did that in my April Fool's joke. The actress who played um, Alice in the first one, bring her back and have her play Pamela. But if we don't get any of that stuff anymore, I'm okay with it. Uh, as long as we keep getting really solid horror content elsewhere, give us new mascots to care for. Horror doesn't need a hero so much anymore. We just need to celebrate the things we're getting. Um, if it wasn't for the love for Friday the 13th by its fans and the fan-made indie films like Never Hike Alone, etc., our only solace in the moment is fan. Yeah, yeah, and there's plenty. Like if you're not familiar with the fan films, you have enough to go through where you can watch really good ones, really okay ones, really well made ones, shit, and shit that has a decent enough idea. There's enough Friday fan content where you could be fine for the next couple of years. There's really it's a I think it's as far as like fan communities are concerned, other than like the space things like Star Wars and Star Trek, there's a lot of Friday the 13th fan content, and it's quite good. I really wish if I could do a ringing endorsement for one of the fan films. They're out of Australia, and I forgot the name. It was it was very well made for the restricted budget they had. And my apologies to them because I've seen so much that some of the names fall, but I'll have to relook into it. Comment down below if you're watching this in the future. I'll go back and find out what the movie is if you want to see it. Really good. Don't expect too much. The budget it wears its budget, but really really awesome effort. Oh, Flame Tracks $5 super chat. Thank you. How's everyone tonight? Um, Up and down. It kind of brought it to a bummer topic for a little bit there, but um, yeah. Oh, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. We're better now. Is that a good one? Cheers. I love Friday the 13th, but I'm old and got the backlog to watch. I that's you said it, man. I'm all right. I I but I understand kids wanting something new to call their own. Look at Star Wars. You're not going to please anybody. Just making new shit. The fandom is going to say what it's going to say. Um, Cody says, if you want a gory slasher, Stream was worth a watch. Definitely has issues, but the kills were great, and some of the cast was fun. Yeah, that's out as of either tonight or tomorrow. It depends on where you are. Tim Curry is in that. Cody says, "I will have it." Jason X. All right, that's it's not that much greater than 1980. Yeah, you can have it. Good, take it. Leave me my 1980, please. Tim Curry is in the post-credit scene that 90% of people are going to miss. That's unfortunate. Um, they wait like 2 minutes into the credits to show the scene. I only saw it by accident. Ooh, that's a ringing endorsement. Um, what is wrong with an attractive Pamela? Just shave her eyebrows. Um, mhm. Like in Monster. Oh, now I get if she is pretty, then she will birth Jason as Timothy Chalamet and not ugly kid you can relate to. Listen, I can't relate to an ugly person. I'm sorry. I can only imagine what you people have to deal with relating to ugly Jason. I can't keep a straight face with this. Um, that was part of the thing with Jason, leaning into that whole otherness of him. Y we have it already. We have 2 versions of it. Go somewhere else with it. I mean, who goes to camp now anyways? Is that still a thing? My lack of children is screaming right now. I don't know if summer camp is really that big a deal anymore. I mean, didn't really have kids in those movies anyway for the most part. So, do something more believable. What was that? That was weird. Um, Also curious how Brian Fuller's story would have gone. 50 million in budget like he was trying to do Friday the 13th Michael Bay. Yeah. Um, of the movies coming out this weekend, give your money to Strange Darling. Yes, I wholeheartedly double that sentiment, like a lot. Strange Darling deserves it. Or if you're going to see something big, Alien Romulus can use the money again. Now I'm shilling for Disney. Hola, Romeo. Hold up. Okay. I swear to God, if Timothy Chalamet plays Jason at any point, I'm gonna have to destroy some things. If he ends up playing Jason, do you know how much interest there's gonna be in that? If they're trying to make money, having Timothy Chalamet play Jason is, believe it or not, that's a pretty smart marketing tool. But yeah, you can't lean into Jason the way you classically know Jason. But Timothy Chalamet as Jason, I don't. Is it bad that I'm like more interested in that as a possibility than anything? They have Fat Camp now? Oh, that's like Heavyweights. That was a Ben Stiller movie, wasn't it? So that's been a while. Nobody's casting Timothy Chalamet as Jason, but everyone else are fan casting Benedict Cumberbatch. Tom Hardy. All right, people think that they're going to get an A-list celebrity to be Jason, and that's adorable. That is precious. I'll I I think even this is a stretch, but give me Kyle Gallner to play Jason or Kyle Gallner to play Tommy. Oh, but yeah, shooting for the stars like Cumberbatch, Hardy, and Plemons. That's silly. Not getting any of that. I don't care. Yeah. Uh, it said I would look at least. I've got confused. Um, I mean, I'd be morbidly curious. Doesn't mean I'd see it. I'd like it. Excuse me. You're lucky enough to get Matt Hardy in that role. Preach. Yep, what he said, and he's got a much bigger influence than I do. You're not getting unnamed to play Jason, and if you do, they're not putting a mask on him. That's for sure. Uh, if they make Jason according to who they cast, the monster fuckers are gonna feel left out. Uh, if Jason was hot, I would be in that theater, to be honest. See? If you're gonna cast one of the attractive boys, you're gonna have to, keep that mask off. I wonder if they could make, like, a gay slasher and, like, do it right, not like they, them. I don't know. I don't think regular, just not my word, not my day for words today. I don't think a mainstream audience would take that as a topic that they're willing to watch, for a slasher. Just same thing, all the way. Uh, big time kills, big time sex, but, uh, gay characters. I'm sure the mainstream audience would probably be fine with lesbians, but I digest. Jason getting glazed before GTA 6? I would write that, to be honest. Jason was a hideous boy, a mongoloid with deformities. Cut to Tom Hardy. a gay slasher. Give me time. Well, get going. Get going. They them doesn't count. I just said they them doesn't count. Um, Not strong enough, and they need to lean into the element that makes it different. Don't just don't just do something gay for the sake of being gay. Do something good while also being gay. That is all. Oh, they slash them? Are there any other LGBTQ horror movies that I'm not thinking of? No, Cody. Nightmare 2 does not mean nothing to me, but I do think we can use an update. And Nightmare 2 is kind of subtextual, kind of. It's kind of very loud about the subtext, but it's there. I think there is also a gay slasher called Hellbent from a few years ago. I remember seeing it on the shelf at my local Hastings when it was around. Made it right to the shelf, huh? That's how does non-binary kill people? They slashed. Okay. uh my gay ass would make it a smut film, which I mean, if you watch Friday the 13th part 5, it's kind of that anyway. Sir, I am on it. Currently as we speak at this moment, I sent you an invite. Yeah, what? Yeah. You're not going to get gayer than the BDSM gym teacher getting attacked by balls flying in his face. Yeah, but at least, yeah, I guess maybe the only way you can do it for a mainstream audience is to have it be coded like that. Hmm. Subtext. Yes. Your queer horror. Oh, that looks like a letterbox list. Fun fact: our real Hugh Jackman wanted to be an actor so he could play Jason in a movie. There's your um, offer him some sort of back end deal. um, where Hugh Jackman plays Jason and he gets to live his childhood dream, and you get to put the name Hugh Jackman on a Friday the 13th movie. I think everybody's happy with that. I'm glad my dad jokes works this time. Well, at least someone's glad. I'm the only person who did dad jokes here. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm getting the notification that I've got to shut her down soon. So I will do that. Um, Something else that really doesn't matter, but if you're watching this in the future, I'm not saying one way or another, but what would you be more inclined to want? The W logo with the celluloid, my celluloid W, the logo with the film, or the cartoon thing of my face, which is something you would prefer to see? Like if it came in the mail with I don't know, a T-shirt or something, would you rather the W sticker or a sticker of my cartoon face? I'm curious. Uh, uh, Maybe somebody else make a cartoon of maybe just cartoon of Brian's face. It'd be a bit odd to see a Friday the 13th with the credits that end say Jason Hugh Jackman. Is there a moth in your room? I thought I saw something flutter by. Probably. I mean, it's gross out. I don't doubt it. Why not both? One at a time, buddy. I ask you to pick, and you say both. I think the sticker of a cartoon you would be fun. The different expressions and all. Oh, well, no, it's got to be one expression. I'm not going to have fucking variants on my facial expressions. Yeah. Plus, you could put my face on the back of um, those who still have the Apple MacBooks with a light in the back, you can have me light up in the back of your computer. Does your streaming program? Yes, yes. I wish they would remind you all of that. This is going to end soon, but yeah, on the free trial thing of this, they restrict me. All right, fine. So that's technically one for the cartoon. Two for the cartoon. If Cody's want, easy for you to say. If Cody wanted both, I would just love a safe Friday the 13th movie, not just some crap. I don't think you're getting either anytime soon because they're not giving you either. If they do something now and it's just some crap, it's the only thing that's been around in 15 years. I don't know. All right, well, let me beat them to the punch. Thank you, everyone in the chat. I will do that. Uh, Forgive me for my mouth pudding that I threw out there earlier, but I just wanted to say something that it's been frustrating me to not pay attention to or not mention. Um, we're without a really good part of this channel's community, and it's not fair that um, the proper credit can't be distributed. But be sure to interact with the video, whether it be like, comment, subscribe, share, all that stuff. That is the best support you can give yours truly. And until next time, did we vote? I don't even think we voted. I just gave you 5 choices. It seems like that gore stream is pretty. Comment down below what you vote for content. The gore stream is probably happening regardless, but which one of the produced videos would you like to see? See, I'm awful at this YouTube